Or Aldri's whereabouts. Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna get some sugar in my system. Drink very fancy beer. While you guys decide what you're gonna do.
I think we decided we were heading back. Correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the thing.
All right. You're gonna head back to
Because
Zeit.
running around the wilderness with negative levels on people is a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
That goes with perhaps.
I'm pretty sure that we said people with negative levels were just going to ride back on Artho, because I can transform into a medium beast.
Alright, yeah.
And the medium beast
And you're like really fast, aren't you?
Yeah, but I mean, if you can carry 2 people with you while you're a medium beast, then you could actually just travel faster that way.
Yes, so I'm going to transform into. I'm pretty sure I was looking up last week. I'm pretty sure what is considered medium. A griffin is considered medium. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you could turn into a griffin. And you could probably carry the 2 short people, and then Bull can go on his own. And then at that point, you can travel pretty fast, just overland. But you might as well all go back. So I think the only person who doesn't have negative levels is Barlin.
No, I do. I have one.
I've got none.
Okay. So yeah, basically you'd have to bring back everyone back. All right. So let's see. You're 3 days walk out of Zythis. So with your fancy fast speed, probably can get that down to like 1 day, day and a half. So yeah, I'm not going to calculate it, but after let's say 2 days, you get back to Zythis. You're just gonna hire someone to cast Greater Restoration on everyone.
On everyone that ate the negative levels, yeah, probably.
So that's 3 people. I think it doesn't matter how many negative levels you have because it's all of them. I look up cost by restoration. It has an XP cost, so that means extra.
Oh
How
god,
much?
no. Too much.
Yeah, you can just go around with negative restoration. Sure, that's fine. Save the money.
$500 XP times, what is it, 25?
Is it 500 XP? I thought it was like 100.
Greater Restoration, 500 XP.
That much?
Yeah.
We absolutely cannot afford that. That's
13th level caster.
It's 12,500 gold just from the XP cost.
Well, maybe you need to ask for help then.
I say we go back to. I forget the NPC's name. The guy who put us all together.
Tobias, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I only had one game. Yeah, I
Well,
say
it's been like 2 weeks.
To Tobias.
Or 3.
Yeah, that as well.
So, and it was your first session, so.
Yep. Probably right. Steven rather than Tobias because he's divine.
Alright, so you're gonna go talk to Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So you wander into Steve's library. Or I guess he would probably have an office. But I don't know. I always imagine him just sitting at a desk. Even though he's very important, he still wants to sit in the library.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so you wander up to him, he says, "Oh, back so soon? I thought you guys were headed up towards Silverblade. Weren't expecting you back for months.
Well, neither were we, but on the way we got ambushed by spooky ghosts that drained our energy and life force. And I don't think
Sounds a bit more than
we died.
screenshot. Me. Sounds very, very threatening.
They were very, very spooky.
So you're in need of restoration spells, then?
Yes, sadly.
I
I wish I
complete
could have
this.
casted them on us before it became permanent.
Well, it seems it's a bit too late for that. Looks like this would require greater restoration. That is quite a difficult and expensive spell. Cast. Actually, come to think about it, Bias does have that new staff. Been wanting to try. Why don't you go talk to him? He might be able to help.
Sure.
More easily than I could, at least. All right. I have basically the same conversation with Tobias again. I'm not going to make you do it twice. Except
What
this
kind of
time,
fancy stuff does he have?
you have seen it at once or twice before. This time he holds out a hand, and in his hand appears a very elegant staff, made out of some sort of white metal. It has this strange glowing aura to it. You see, it has some runes etched in the sides, but they seem to be sort of blurred somehow, so you can't really make them out. He says, I think perhaps that we might be able to remove this affliction without needing quite as much expenditure.
Version color square. Comprehend languages. Detect secret doors. Self-expeditious retreat. Hypnotism honor. Silent image 2 undetectable alignment.
And he casts greater restoration
Charm
on
person
everybody
color.
who needs
Comprehend
it.
languages. Detect secret doors. Bad guy
So,
self-expeditious retreat. Honor obscuring at silent image ampersand P.
Hooray.
More negative levels.
Be gone negative levels.
Yes, the wizard
boring
casting
my
greater
nice things.
restoration without paying X plus because he's overpowered.
Turns out he actually went for the whole
Charm person
mental
color. Comprehend
spell
languages. Detect secret doors. Percent guy self-expeditious retreat. Hypnotism honor. Silent image D undetectable alignment.
It seems to be coming from the staff somehow. You're not sure exactly how it works. You could try to spellcraft it if you like.
If I'd like. Time to fail because it probably needs like an 80 or something.
Ooh.
It would probably require a very high roll, yes. Barlman
How's
actually beat Aldry. I guess it's spellcraft, not knowledge.
Yeah, it's int based. Oh, wait, no, but you're an int caster as well, Archivist.
Yes. You have no idea. Wizards aren't supposed to cast divine magic, especially not be better at casting divine magic than a divine caster. That doesn't make much sense. Whatever kind of staff this must be.
Turns out it attacks.
Also, you get the feeling that it's looking at you with
Ooh.
disapproval.
I
But
mean,
that's probably just your imagination.
I can cast divine magic, so it's not the. Oh wait, no, I can't. Never mind. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different character. I was thinking of a Southern Magician build.
You're probably just imagining that it feels that it feels very upset with you for being stupid enough to get negative levels in the first place.
But I agree. What's the best safe boosting spell?
Yeah, you should have had at least a restoration on hand before they became permanent. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we can't do a normal restoration until I hit level 8 at least. That's sad.
Level 8.
It's your own fault for not being good enough. Very.
You can get it at level 5. It's a 3rd level healer spell.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Right, yes, you just have to find a healer.
Yeah, you can make scrolls, so not the
No.
most common.
I didn't know restoration was a healer free. Nice. To the library. Does it have...
Unfortunately, they don't have a copy of that in their library here. The archivist department is very underfunded, and they seem to care more about like actual useful knowledge rather than just hoarding all the spells.
But that is useful knowledge. It's
is
a
it?
4th level spell as a 3rd level spell instead for archivists.
But it doesn't make you know anything more.
Cloak of Mercy
Knowledge is
+2,
power,
Rapier +3.
and knowledge is more powerful than spells. So, also maybe they don't care about power. It just
Oof.
you could take it up with Steve and tell him his priorities are all wrong. You'll be trying to get all of the spells rather than learning about things. But I think Audrey might actually agree with that. Who knows? Anyway, Bias wishes you expedient travels.
We'll try and get there before the paladins do something they shouldn't.
Anyone know the greatest safe booster there is? So we can, or so at least one of us can learn it. For the time being.
There's like Bear's Endurance. That one's pretty good in general.
That would be a +2.
+2 to saves, +2 to points per level. Pretty good. At least until everyone gets con boosting items.
Yeah.
Although, if you are going to do Warweaver stuff, you might not even need con boosting items. Don't get dispelled.
Prepare a ring of count spells with the spell in it.
Question.
Yes.
Since a young dragon is considered 6 and Arthur is 5, what happens when Arthur becomes turn 6?
Yeah, you would advance in an age category point. Not too distant.
Okay.
Although I'd probably say it would not be 7. 6 would be the upper. Something. Anyway, we don't have to think about. We don't worry about that for a little while at least. At least a year of it. And since you seem to have improved your traveling capabilities, it allows you only take about 2 weeks, or let's say 2.5 weeks to get to Silverblade, rather than the month that was originally estimated.
Hooray.
So yes.
All right, let's get going.
Travel for a couple of days. There's there's inns along the way. There's a whole bunch of like small fishing villages, little tiny like farm patches that are strewn in some of the clearings between forests. Aldry would know that, and Bowen know that druids around here are very protective of the forests, and Zythis doesn't want to upset them. So, generally speaking, people have to, even though there's a perpetual food shortage in Zythis, people have to make do with not clearing trees to make farmland. So most of the villages around here are very small and rely a lot on fishing and stuff. So there's not a lot of civilization between here and at least closer on the Zythis side. Yes, anyway, head north. And
Spell focus, clinging breath, wing overdrive, attack, hiding breath, weapon focus, cause change direction.
4 days into your journey, you're just, wandering along the road, when suddenly You see a zombie walking towards you along the road.
Screw this road. There's way too many undead.
I don't know, it usually doesn't have undead on it. That would be very weird for a main road to have undead on it all. And this
I'd
is
say
just one zombie.
we try and pass around it.
Alright. Who's traveling in front? I guess it would be Bulk. Oh, he's not here. And then the rest of you are riding on Arthur, so... no, he's... Alright, but which of you are riding front?
I don't know. Roll or die.
Okay. Alright, it's Aldry.
Oh no.
Alright, the zombie spots Aldry and seems to start to walk towards you. Whereas previously it was just sort of walking forward along the road.
I'm flying, by the way, so...
Flying the whole trip? I don't know if Griffins can have that sort of overland endurance.
Yeah. What does he say, so should we kill it?
He's just walking towards you in a very zombie-like way, stumbling.
Arthur says he has to get off my back for a second.
Okay.
Arthur transforms back, and I'm going to use my breath weapon, which does 2d8.
Alright.
I'm also going to use lingering breath and maximize breath.
Alright, so you unload a full force breath weapon on this one zombie, and it died. Wow, 2 damage. I thought you did maximize breath, so that's just an automatic 16.
No, maximize breath just increases the DC by 3, which makes it DC 17.
Well, that would be like... It would be useful if they use consistent... Well, since you rolled minimum damage, it isn't actually dead.
It does maximize it. Maximize breath does maximize your damage.
Does it? I may have put down the wrong thing.
We'll just say you didn't use it for now. Until someone looks it up. So yeah, because it's funny, more funny this way. You rolled minimum damage, so use a terrifying breath weapon on this poor zombie. What's the range on that, actually? Because it's like... It's still like 60 feet away.
Let me see... shit, where is it? It's a cone of coldness, so... I forget how long it is.
I think it's only like 30, 20 feet this level. So yeah. I mean, you can wait until it gets that close, or you could like run up at it.
I'm running up at it.
Alright, you run up at it and it doesn't seem to... And it is horribly injured, but still alive, because you really suck at breathing cold, I guess. And it's going to see you in your dragon form now, and it is going to try and pick you up. So it's a grapple check. So first a touch attack. Okay, it misses you. It tries to grab at you, but it's not actually very agile in any real way, because it's kind of rotting. It smells pretty bad.
Okay, gonna make 2 claw attacks and a bite attack. I'm allowed to do that. I'll use all 3 of my attacks at once.
Okay. You kill it. I'm not gonna make you roll. It's very incredibly unlikely. It tastes horrible though. It's all rotten and smelly. Yeah, it's definitely dead. You don't even need to roll damage. Hooray, you killed a zombie.
Hooray. Let's continue on.
The whole time, Barlin's keeping a lookout in case there are any ghosts about.
Lingering breath.
See ghosts.
I think that's what happened last time, right? There were zombies on our path, and then the ghosts swooped in.
No, the ghost swooped in, and then it summoned some skeletons.
Ah, okay. Definitely something weird about undead in the area.
I mean, usually these roads are pretty safe. I mean, like, super safe.
Deep fits. If you use our breath weapon as a full round action, all variable numeric effects of the attack are maximized. A maximized breath weapon deals maximum damage, lasts for the maximum time. NYY for example, an old silver dragon using maximized cold breath weapon, damage 16d8, deals 128 points of damage. An old silver dragon using maximized paralysis gas grenade weapon, duration 1d6 plus 8 rounds, paralyzes creatures for 40 rounds if they fail their saving throws. The DCS for saving throws against your breath weapon are not affected. When you use this feat, add +3 to the number of rounds. HFI maximized. You must wait before using your breath weapon.
You're right, it does do max damage.
Okay. Well, then it would have died to your breath weapon, but it doesn't really matter.
The benefit, your breath weapon has its normal effect, but also clings to anything caught in its area. A clinging breath weapon lasts for 1 round. Claim the round after you breathe. The clinging breath weapon deals half of the damage it dealt in the previous round. Creatures that avoid
like D4 turns.
initially take an additional 36 points of cold damage, and foes that succeeded on their saves take 18 points of cold damage. A foe can take a full round action to attempt to remove the clinging breath weapon before taking any additional damage. It takes a successful reflex saving throw, same DC as your normal breath weapon, to remove the effect. Rolling around on the ground grants a +2 bonus on the saving throw, but leaves the foe prone.
That's true. Or we could leave the path and try and avoid them.
Yes, avoid the singular zombies. Level 6 adventurers scare a single zombie. Wow.
The very spooky zombies.
They're not even very spooky zombies. They're just zombies, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, I don't
Split
know.
breath, spreading
It's
breath,
not
tempest
that I'm particularly scared of them. It's just that
It's
Just that the DM is
This is
describing them in
strange.
detail.
Prerequisite test,
there's
shape breath,
something
breath weapon size smaller, larger, con 15 plus.
I mean,
Benefit, you can modify your breath weapon so that it fills a spread centered on your head instead of taking its normal shape. The radius of the spread depends on your size, as shown by the backslash.
They're a regular thing. I suppose it could just be 2 of them.
You're gonna kill the one in front of you, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Pew
You
pew.
killed a zombie. Alright. So you continue on for about 3 minutes.
And that's another zombie?
No, there's in fact not another.
Huh?
This time it's
What?
a skeleton.
Oh no. It's getting worse.
An unarmed skeleton just walking towards you. Minding its own business, totally. It's totally nice, I promise.
Did we come across this like about the same amount of time?
This was a little faster.
One from the... okay.
I'm just gonna maximize breath weapon and kill it.
Alright. The
Just
skeleton
keep
shatters
doing-
into frosty bits. Alright. You continue walking, as though nothing happened. And next up, after 2 minutes this time, or no, not 2 minutes, 12 minutes, excuse me. you see a strange humanoid figure, entirely pale skin and no bodily features on its body except for a large circular lamprey-like, completely pale white.
What is it?
It's like the blink bodies you saw in the other areas. I'm just describing it for Barlin.
Okay.
It's for some reason it's on the surface now. It's walking towards you.
Are we deleting this one too? Or are we letting it be because the blank bodies are actually pretty nice?
No, they haven't always been very nice to you.
Except that one time.
I don't think they've ever actually done anything nice to you. It's that they haven't done anything bad to you in some situations.
They gave me an astral diamond. That's nice.
I guess that was nice. If it was nice.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna leave it alone.
I don't know. Has Arthur seen blank bodies before? I think he didn't actually, because yeah.
Oh,
So
right,
it's only Aldry who actually, and Aldry and Bulk who would recognize them. But
can I make some sort of knowledge check to
Breed weapon with limited uses for all power spell-like ability.
Because out of character,
sure.
I have no
Make
idea.
any kind of knowledge check you feel would be.
Bonus breath, clinging breath, enlarge breath, extends reading breath, heightened breath, lingering breath, maximize.
Let's just go with all of them then.
Creeping breath, rapid breath, recover breath, shame breath,
right.
split breath,
Perfect.
spreading breath, tempest breath. Bonus breath, clinging breath, enlarge breath, extends reading breath.
There we go.
You have no idea what these things are.
Okay. Now, what the hell is that thing?
It's walking slowly towards you. Are you still walking towards it, or are you just like standing still?
No, I'm standing still.
Looks like one of the blank bodies from below.
Benefit, your breath weapon has its normal effects, but also remains a lingering cloud of the same shape and size as the original breath weapon. This cloud lasts one round. Foes caught in the breath weapons area when you breathe take no additional damage from the lingering breath weapon, provided they leave the cloud by the shortest available route on their next turn. Otherwise, anyone who touches or enters the cloud while it lasts takes one half of the breath weapon's normal effects. Any saving throw the breath weapon normally allows still applies. Damaging breathe weapons deal one half their normal damage, and breath weapon.
I suppose we can delete it like the other things.
Is it sentient? Is it a horrible creature?
Yeah, Arthur's just gonna kill it.
Alright. What sort of attack are you going to make against it?
I'll use breath weapon, maximize breath, and also use clinging breath. Well, clinging breath is automatic because he already has the feat. Which does one half the damage.
16 damage, and then
half the damage.
Reflex save for half. What's the DC on the reflex save?
14.
Alright. Okay. It doesn't even attempt to try to get out of the way of your breath weapon. Your breath weapon goes against it, and it doesn't seem to be too hurt. It just continues walking towards you. In fact, now it's walking specifically towards Arthur since he just rushed up with reed weapons on it. It's going to attempt to grab you. And fails.
I guess if we're committed to it, we're gonna pew it dead.
Okay. Yeah, we might as well roll initiative. I don't have a sprite for this guy.
Well, he's spooky enough to require initiative. That's not good.
Well, you're all acting. I mean, I want to make sure you're all going in the same order. You've never fought these things.
That is true.
You have absolutely no idea what their combat is like. Just go with this one.
If I remember right, it died a horrible death when it tried to heal one.
5. Really need to figure out why initiative's not working.
So it's probably undead.
It doesn't look undead. It looks like it's alive.
Hmm.
It just has no features on its body. If you had to guess, it would be some sort of abomination, but you don't know for sure.
Yeah, aberration or something.
Right. Arthur. I don't know why you're, but I remember that I had an issue with that before, and then I fixed it, and then I forgot what I did to fix it. So, yeah. Anyway.
It's because he's doing a dexterity check and not an initiative.
All right. So, Audrey, what are you doing? Oh, you're shooting it? All right. Your crossbow bolt embeds itself in the creature's flesh and then sort of bounces off. And it's sort of extruded back out as though it were made out of some rubber. All right. I guess it's Arthur's turn again. I guess it would actually be next to you because he did try to.
I'm gonna attack it with my claws and bite. Oh, those are both critical fumbles.
Okay, so both of your claw attacks horribly miss.
I can still bite him.
Yes, you can still bite him. I'm just trying to think about how you. I mean, you rolled 2 natural fumbles, so I had to come up with something embarrassing.
Do lizards have retractable claws?
You're a dragon, so you don't have. You have talons, basically. More like a bird's.
Right,
I don't know. You accidentally get overexcited and like do the thing dogs do when they get excited. They just sort of stand up in the air. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, you bite into its flesh and I don't know, it's sort of rubbery. You don't really seem to do much damage to.
Alright, that's it in my turn.
All right. It's going to attempt to grab you again. This time it's slightly faster. 11 doesn't hit your touch AC. So, all right, Barlin.
So the crossbow bolt looked like it hit but didn't do any damage.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
And the breath weapon didn't seem to do much damage either.
Yeah. I guess I'll start off by just casting Grease.
Alright.
See how intelligent this thing is. So...
Alright.
I believe it gets... is it at the start of its turn? No, any creature in the area when it's cast must make a reflex save or fall.
After you cast the spell, a intricate purple rune on what would have been the creature's forehead flashes light, and just as soon as your spell is taking effect, it is.
Oh wow! Okay.
All right, Eldri, you're up again.
I guess Eldri's gonna move up and cure Morrod because I don't have a cure light prepared.
All right.
That guy's self. Expeditious retreat hypnotism.
Again, as the spell is starting to go into effect on the creature,
Charm person, color, comprehend languages, detect secret doors, percent guy self, expeditious retreat, armor obscuring at silent image ed, I of our from man.
Oh, that's spooky.
Arthur, you're up again.
It's actually a proper big boy kind of spell.
I don't think it's that.
I'm gonna claw and bite at him again.
Alright. You do not do any damage. I'll just save you the roll.
Okay.
Still sleep deprived.
Can I roll spellcraft to try and identify what it's doing?
Yes, you can.
Stop all these. Because I have a suspicion, but
You have
that's
no
not gonna
idea.
do it. That's not gonna do it.
And what if you tell me?
Probably magic that's doing it.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's less a globe of vulnerability.
Yeah, it's probably magic.
Well, you don't see any sort of globe of invulnerability about him.
Hmm.
So, anyway, it's going to try to grab Aldrin now. Somehow it's faster than it was before.
Oh god, it ramps up.
That's versus your touch AC. 13?
Miss.
Okay.
14 I have.
Alright, now we can stop doing the initiative orders. Do any of you guys want to take an action against this turn?
How about we just leave this thing here and run the fuck away?
I think we move on. Let's get out of here. Withdraw and run away.
Arthur's gonna breathe ice breath at it again.
Alright, it doesn't seem to do any damage.
Yeah, we should leave. This thing is clearly just some dumb, really pointless magical construct.
Doesn't look like a construct. Definitely looks alive.
Magical.
Some kind of spell eater creature.
Alright, as you run away, you'll take an attack of opportunity. It's going to try to grapple you as an attack of opportunity, because that. This is against Aldry. Does 16 hit your touch AC?
Sadly, yes.
Alright, make a grapple check against it.
Oh boy. Hey, Lamal!
Okay, it
-2 wins.
yes. Alright. You guys run away. As fast as you possibly can. And yep, that's the
Okay.
hooray. See, I almost had it just as soon as the music started. Anyway, as you run away, it was, let's say, late afternoon when this happened, so you're going to have to rest. Do you want to stop in a... I've been abstracting it away, but I don't know. If this thing is still following you, it does matter where you go to rest. So are you going to take any special precautions? You can probably find an inn to stay at.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I prepare rope trick every day, and I have a rod of lesser extend, so I can extend it. We can rest in a rope trick every night.
Okay. So you're just going to do a rope trick on the side of the road?
Yep.
Not very common.
Pull the rope up inside it.
I dislike those macros. They don't show
Although,
anything.
I don't know if Bulk can fit in that. You can't even climb into it. Like, climbing a simple rope is hard.
Oh, yeah.
And he counts as 4 creatures.
It holds as many as 8 creatures of any size.
The size doesn't matter, but...
Does he weigh more than 16,000 pounds?
Yeah.
Very close to that. Or 15,000. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's about a ton without his armor and stuff. So
it should. I think it should be fine.
all right, you guys are gonna have to help him into there.
When US taught us 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, we can just tie the rope around him and pull him up.
Also,
I don't think you guys are strong enough to do that, even all of you together.
My climb. He can have a bonus to climb of +7 from my climbing items.
If we're taking a long rest, then I can just summon something to lift him up.
All right.
Summon a fiendish ape. 25 strength, large sized.
And still have to like lift the creature over its head.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any way.
We make a pulley system and lift them up with the ape.
Okay. I think you could probably manage to do.
I can summon 2 apes if that helps.
Let me check.
Yes, if only Volk was here,
I also have a summon monster prepared.
If Volk was here, he probably would just want to sleep on the ground or something. But alas, he is not.
It's safer inside.
All right. So, is anyone standing watch? Or are you all just sleeping? I guess you all have spells except for Arthur, who's a little baby and needs to sleep. So, yeah, none of you are standing watch. Your restful sleep is suddenly interrupted by you being thrown onto the ground next to this thing. Time for a run.
God damn it.
Screw this thing.
Somehow your rope trick is gone. Also, you have to leave your bags on the ground outside. Take extra dimensional storage bags outside a rope trick.
I don't have one of those, so...
Yes, Audrey does. I'm sure she was very hard with it. And of course, then it's vulnerable to theft and stuff, but...
You can just bury it underground.
Then it gets dirty.
That's what prestidigitation's for.
Well, it doesn't help when the dirt gets inside the extra-dimensional space.
Oh yeah, sure. Just turn it inside out every couple of days.
That doesn't actually. You have to scoop it out by hand. She has a haversack, so in order to get something out of it, you have to actually.
Oh yeah, you can't.
What you want in? You have to say, "I want to take the dirt out of this."
You know, ours is an attempt to talk to it. He's gonna cycle through all the languages he knows, which is Draconic, Sylvian, Elven, Dwarvish, and Gnomish.
Alright. That would actually take several turns, I think. And it's here right now.
Eldritch can throw in Trident and Celestial.
How fast is it?
It is noticeably faster than it was last time you saw it.
But can we just walk around it in circles trying to talk to it?
You haven't seen how fast it walks. But it's sort of moving. Sure.
Okay. Should we roll initiative then?
We'll just use the same initiative. It's that way.
Alright.
We'll just resort it. Alright, it's going to grab at Aldry again.
Miss.
Alright. Barlin?
I don't think there's much I can really do against this thing. I'll try and do something, but first I'm gonna spend this turn withdrawing away from it.
Alright.
And it looks like the sort of thing that might speak Undercommon, so I will shout out in Undercommon, "Hey, wait, what are you doing?"
Alright. Our words do not seem to elicit any visible response from the creature.
Alright.
Alright, Audrey.
How hard would it be to bind it up with a rope while it's doing things.
You'd have to pin it first. So that's a grapple and a grapple check, and then on the next turn you have to grapple check it again, and then you can do the rope.
I can't do that. Maybe
Bolt
the
might have been
guy.
able to do that, but he's asleep or something. I don't know. Just like
Take a step and move. And that's that.
so you're withdrawing, basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Arthur. What do you?
Actually, I can be here. I think if I diagonal step overdraw. Yeah, I can.
Withdraw just lets you move up to double your speed, and you don't.
You can't do a 5-foot step
so,
and a move. You can do it. So.
Alright.
Yeah, Arthur's just gonna fly away from the thing.
Alright. Using the withdraw action.
Yes. I'm gonna use a minor image to pretend, make a version of Arthur over here.
Alright.
And
over where, did you say?
Over here. The save DC for that is 17.
Seeing the spot here. Maybe it's not. Oh, okay. It was just off screen. Alright. On its turn, it moves with blinding fast speed over to Audrey and tries to grab her again.
Oh no.
Touch AC, and there's the grapple check.
I can't beat that.
Okay, it grabs you. And it sort of hugs you. Really tight. That's its turn.
Send help.
Barlin.
Don't really have anything to do to this thing. Guess I'm just gonna... I'll try and drop caltrops under it. With the... No, that's broken. It's the caltrop spell. I'll link it in a second.
Alright. As it moves out...
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't happen until it moves, right? So.
At the end of its turn.
Okay.
If it spends a turn fighting in it, basically. And I will move away.
Alright, Audrey, what are you going to do? You're being grabbed by this thing.
So that wasn't instantly absorbed?
It was not.
Okay.
Try to get out of the thing.
You can try to make a grapple check, but it's... Or you could try to, like, punch it. Or...
Is escape artist the thing for that?
You can use escape artist for that. To oppose his grapple check.
Hooray, that's not a negative modifier. I'd probably still stay grappled.
Yes, you do. Alright, Arthur. Now's your chance to swoop in and save the day.
Can I use Knowledge Arcane and see what this thing is?
You could try.
26.
Yeah. We've never seen anything like this.
Is that my turn?
No, you can do something else. Knowledge is a free action.
Okay, Arthur's gonna attempt to trip it. Make Audrey not...
Alright, so that's, I think, an opposed attack roll. Is that how trip works? Alright. Here's the attack roll. It probably doesn't get tripped.
Nope. That's my turn. Actually, I can make 2 attacks, but you know, I don't think I can beat it. Yeah, I can make it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. On its turn, it's going to again make an opposed grapple check against Aldry, which it basically automatically.
Yep.
So, yes, it's going to insert the upper half of your head into its mouth.
Oh no.
You find that its teeth are actually soft. It doesn't do any real damage to you. It's kind of like being sucked on by someone with no teeth. It's unpleasant, but not deadly, and it's just going to wander off over this way at a slow speed.
Can I feel whether it needs to breathe?
It doesn't seem to be breathing.
I said that doesn't work either. God damn it.
The only thing you feel from it is some sort of heartbeat. It's not even actually wet. Just slightly warm. Alright. At this point, it's just wandering off. Is there anything anyone wants to do? Are you just going to follow it? Or are you going to abandon Aldry to her fate? Or...
yeah, let's just try and trip it up.
Alright. Roll your attack roll.
19.
It only rolls a 5 this time. So it falls prone, but is still holding on to Aldry. It continues scooting along the ground while prone, with Aldry in it.
Can I attempt to make an opposed grapple to try and get Aldry?
Actually, you should attempt to grab the rope from my back and tie it up while it's busy grappling me, maybe.
Well, he doesn't know that, and you can't... I guess you can't talk, because your mouth's still exposed. So...
Okay, I'll grab the rope.
Do the thing for me!
I'll grab the rope. I don't know if I could use rope, though.
Before that, can I... Oh, wait, I'm out of range.
Yeah, you can do something if you want to do that. You can run up. It's moving slower than walking pace.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it'll take me multiple rounds to get up to it, so I guess Arthur does his thing.
Should I use rope check?
Yes, I believe it's linked with sleight of hand and stuff. So.
No, it's its own skill. Use rope.
Yeah, but in our house rules. So if you have put ranks in like sleight of hand, you would also get ranks in use rope.
Oh, okay.
And it also gets dex. You'd have to probably turn it into human form though, because talons aren't very good for using rope.
Oh yeah, I turned to human form and use rope on it.
Alright, you tie a very nice knot around Aldry. That's your turn.
What? I thought we were binding up the thingy.
Oh, you're binding it? Okay, I thought you were trying to...
Yeah, I'm binding it.
Okay. You bind it up. That's 1 round. That's probably enough time for Barlin to get in range.
I'm gonna see if this helps, and hopefully doesn't cause. Ah, come on, my macros are broken. Touch of
what?
Touch of fatigue.
All right. As you cast a spell on it, again, purple rune on its forehead flashes to light. Glows very brightly, and the spell is just nullify it somehow.
Alright. I was defensively cast. I ought to succeed on the concentration, just in case that matters.
Okay, it did.
I also have marbles in my bag. We can try.
I don't think you can do an attack while grappling anyway.
That's true.
Yes. Oh, also when I walked off the caltrops, this caltrop stuck in its feet, but didn't seem to hurt it. Or
I mean, isn't it tied up now?
it is tied up now. Yes, I was talking about last turn, which I forgot about. So yes, now it's tied up. On its turn, it is going to make a strength check to break out of the ropes.
Now I need to know what the actual requirements is of these ropes. Oh, Jesus.
It breaks
It's
out.
probably less than that. Rope, silk, 3.5. DC 24 strength check. Yeah, it deletes them.
Yes,
My poor rope.
Your poor rope is torn into tiny little thread. And it continues crawling along the ground to the west.
Is still have Audrey with it?
Yep, still holding Audrey in its mouth, crawling along the ground.
Wait, how could it hold Audrey and have rope where it's tied up?
It's holding her in his mouth. By the head.
Arthur's gonna make the observation. I think magic just makes it stronger.
Yep. Not much I can do if that's the case.
I guess.
So it's just crawling along the ground with Audrey in its mouth. It's moving very slowly because it's crawling. Audrey's sort of stuck. It seems to be some very powerful suction holding its mouth. And it's probably uncomfortable to be dragged by the mouth by something that's crawling. While it walks forward. It's not like doing.
Can Arthur try and figure out what the hell this thing is? Does anyone?
Nobody knows.
I already tried to do that.
Make a wisdom check for a hint from the DM. How about that? Alright, you're pretty sure that the rune on its forehead is pretty important.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could try and slash that if it's not putting up much resistance.
It is not putting up any resistance, it's just walking.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and attack its rune on its forehead.
Delete it.
Alright, what are you going to attack it with?
I'm gonna slash at its rune. Oh, wait, I'm in human form. I'm gonna attack it with a rapier.
Alright, I should note that the rune is not visible when it's not glowing, so...
Just delete its entire forehead.
Yes, you poke it in the forehead with the rapier, and it makes a nice boing boing noise. It continues wandering off to the west.
He turns to, Well, that rune is probably important, so can you make it appear so I can attack it?
I mean, you're pretty sure you hit the right spot. It just sort of went boing. Oh, well, you wanted to like you wanted to sync up your attacks. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could try that. Sure. I should note, Audrey, that you're not actually. Now that you're being held by the head, your hands are free, and you can still speak. So you actually can still cast spells.
Let me check a thingy.
You have to make a concentration check.
Yeah, I'm looking at my inventory. Apparently, I still haven't bought a proper melee weapon.
Yeah, you got everything else except for like a knife. Who thought a knife would be useful? Jeez.
Not me. Because I don't have one either. Spellcaster!
Got everything else that is on the item lists in your back, and everything else you could think of.
I have an hammer.
Got an extendable pole, not a knife.
I have a hammer.
A hammer. Oh, great.
It's probably small, so it's a D3 melee weapon.
All right. So what are you going to do with your hammer?
Probably smash it in the leg, so... Oh, wait. Its leg's still on the ground?
Yes. And, well, smashing it hasn't worked very well. Also, you can't see, so aiming a melee attack at it is going to be extremely haphazard. It's got the top half of your head in its mouth. Like, everything above the nose.
Do I still have stuff to set it on fire?
You're probably going to set yourself on fire in the process, but... I don't know. Did you want to go ahead with the plan of trying to light up the room and then stab it while it's lit up?
Nah. I guess I'll just wait for them to stab it dead.
Okay. What's the rest of the party going to do?
Arthur explains his plan.
Yeah, I don't really have anything I can do.
I can't cast magic attack at the same time. Arthur is saying he needs you to cast magic, and
Alright, then I will...
I think Audrey's actually check this. Yeah. I don't think I've made a knowledge check on this.
I suppose I could, but I'm pretty sure I don't know much more than you guys. I guess I can attempt to do the thing.
Alright. Those are some very high rolls. Alright. You are vaguely reminded of some people in the necromancy department who were experimenting with spells that directly affected the soul rather than the body. So a bit like being on the ethereal plane, only things with souls could directly affect, and only it would be very difficult for normal things to affect it. It only was very experimental science. But the other part would be they would bow in, that it would follow the soul wherever, even if it changed bodies, whatever the effect was. Presumably could be more powerful. That's just what you're thinking about right now. While you're being sucked on by a giant, creepy thing.
I guess that might mean it can only be hurt by attacks without a weapon, maybe? Since weapons don't have souls.
Use your claws.
Yes, delete it.
Turn into a dragon and claw it.
I tried that.
You didn't. You used a rapier.
Oh. Yeah. I was just gonna claw its forehead.
Alright, as soon as you touch its forehead, it explodes into red paste everywhere. Which gets on everyone.
Huh.
Huh.
That was
really easy.
Easier than expected.
Yes. Almost like the invulnerable enemy has a secret weakness.
Yeah. I guess if we come across these things again, we know what to do to them.
Poke it
But
in
you
the
still don't know
forehead.
why all these things are coming or where they came from. But at least you die.
Yes. Time to collect all of our things and go sleep again, I guess.
Yep. No
It is the
rope
middle of the night
tonight.
still. So
Now with people keeping watch.
Yep.
alright. Who is keeping watch? I guess it would
Preferably
have to
someone with a sports skill that is not a 0 or 1.
I mean you can't keep watch and also spells.
Mine's -3, so.
So it would have to be like Arthur or
Alpha and Bulk can trade, I guess.
Okay.
Well, you need like 6 hours of uninterrupted rest, right? So we could both take watch just at the beginning and the end of the night.
Yeah, Arthur can take the whole night's watch. He doesn't really need to sleep. Oh wait, he's a kid. Yeah, he needs a lot of sleep. I don't know if that's true.
You can sort it out. About 3 hours into your sleep, you notice that there's a zombie just sort of milling around outside your rope trick. Actually, you wouldn't have a rope trick because you already cast it. So yeah, you'd have to sleep on the ground. Okay. Or like in an inn.
Arthur's gonna take the whole night's watch.
Alright.
He just goes and breathes ice on it.
Alright, the zombie dies.
Stupid fucking zombies. Where the hell are these things coming from?
I don't know where they're coming. Investigate. Anyway. You wake up in the morning. There aren't any more zombies.
Hooray.
And you continue on your journey. Up north towards, well, the question is if you want to stop in Veneto along the way. It's not more than an hour's detour along the roads.
Sure.
In fact, it's probably easier to find your way if you just go on the main roads through Veneto. Alright, so you find yourself in Veneto. It's a bit city built in a sort of lagoon. Not quite like Venice. It doesn't. Not exactly canals going through it, but more like there's a whole lot of shoreline packed in a very small area. Very wavy coastline sort of thing. And everything's built along the coastline. So, or most everything, basically. It's a thriving trading city. It's possibly the second or third wealthiest city in the world. and it is renowned for its political intrigues and backstabbing assassins and stuff. So you're wandering through the city. Do you want to stop and get anything? Ask for directions, orders?
Arthur's gonna go, he's gonna go off, he's gonna go breathe the ice and play around in the lagoon.
Alright. You create some small little icebergs. And some mean people on a boat yell at you for, like, making hazards in the harbor and stuff.
Yeah, Arthur pretends not to understand a word they're saying.
Probably gonna need to pick up some more rations.
We have infinite rations.
Of infinite food stuffs.
I mean, you could ask about, like, if anyone's heard about the mission that you're on, or I don't know, random zombies. That could be something you could do.
It's worth asking about the undead at the very. And if no one's noticed it so far, we should report it.
All right. I should point that it's been like 2 weeks since the encounter. It was much closer to Zythus.
If there's merchants heading that way, it's worth warning them.
Okay. And there are merchants heading every different way.
Yep.
For sure. All right. Make a gather information check.
I shall support. Ba-doop.
All right. From what you hear, undead are virtually never unheard of in this area. I mean, they're not too far from Silverblade. Paladins do love to run around hitting anything, especially when they are so unambiguously evil like undead are. It's practically sport, except there aren't enough undead around because they hunted them to extinction. Poor management of their resources by killing all the undead instead of exploiting for tourism or something. That's what you found about the undead.
All right.
All right. Music.
Oh yeah, I say we just rest up for the night and head on. I don't see anything else we should be doing here.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna find a tavern, or are you gonna do like a rope trick and back hard? I mean, you do have to leave your handy haversack outside.
I don't have one of those. I'm gonna rope trick.
Mostly for Aldry.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do, Aldry?
Grab a tavern.
All right. And is Arthur gonna sleep on a cloud again, instead of drifting somewhere?
He's gonna find a cloud that's not gonna that's a very slow moving cloud.
Well, I mean, over the course of 8 hours, it's still gonna move a pretty significant distance, even if
He's gonna sleep in the clouds.
All right. So everyone splits up at nighttime in the city famous for assassins. All right, we'll pick up on that next. Sorry, it's not very long session.
No, that's fine.
But I haven't slept.
My man.
Yeah.
5 years. So yeah,